I'm Benta Ryan, and today I'm speaking with Kyra Moss from Home Nursing Group about creating an outstanding learning culture in aged care. Kyra has over 12 years of management and project management experience in the health and social sector. She is dedicated to supporting the growth of sustainable care services in regional areas and has a passion for developing systems to support staff engagement and training. Kyra, welcome, and thank you for speaking to ACC today.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about your work to date?
Certainly. I work for the Home Nursing Group. We're an aged care provider in the New England, up on the Tablelands in New South Wales. I've been their Chief People and Culture Officer now, and I've been with them for 2.5 years. Prior to that, I worked in primary healthcare in the background, working with general practitioners and primary healthcare professionals, instituting service change and innovation, rolling out some of the government's larger funded programs. Prior to that, I was a project manager in Southeast Asia.
What were the goals and aspirations when you first started with the Home Nursing Group?
The Home Nursing Group has undergone some exponential change and growth in the last 4 years, alongside the changes in aged care. When I joined the Home Nursing Group, or since I've joined the Home Nursing Group, we've almost doubled in size, and it was really important for us to take a sit back and to have a look at what the requirements were for the business in terms of the basic skill sets that were required for each person in their role, as well as where we were headed in the next couple of years. And so one of the things we wanted to do was set up some baseline training for all staff in the organisation, and the ACC was the perfect platform for doing that. We set up baseline training for each staff member in terms of setting out some requirements for each of their job roles and looking where the ACC might meet those requirements and setting up annual training programs to reflect that.
So what were the key changes that needed to happen?
And first of all staff needed to have their skills requirements and their job roles eked out so that we could actually feed that into the back of the training program. I sat down with my colleagues who look after quality and after the clinical services streams, and we looked at what was required against quality assurance and some of our national indicators. We also looked at what was required in terms of the changes coming in aged care, and also what our AINs required on a day-to-day basis in their direct contact with the clients.
So how would you then support and manage the staff in their learning?
Perhaps the best thing to do would be to give you an example. So when a staff member joins the organisation, we sign them up to the ACC. We provide them information about what that is, how we use the ACC. We then provide them a set number of modules which give them baseline skills. They're then brought into the office to receive office induction, which reinforces those skills, and then given a couple of days in the field with a mentor staff member who goes to services with them so that they can then take the skills they've learned online with the ACC and put them straight into practice. We recognise that a number of our staff are geographically dispersed. We provide training portals within the offices themselves. We encourage link-ups with local libraries. We have the ACC CDs as a backup to get out to staff if they don't have computer access. But we also screen and train for baseline computer skills so that we can reduce the barrier of staff engaging with the ACC. Sometimes we will have the manager sit with the staff member and log them on for the first time, show them how the system works, make them comfortable with the system, and we then use it at induction and recruitment. So we put all of our staff through baseline training in order to meet the requirements of their work. Another good example is that within the organisation we recognise that there are different skill sets required. So for our AIN field staff, our assistants in nursing, we'll run them through certain modules, but also within the business we have created learning plans for our care and support staff who are office-based, and they've done key modules around, for example, managing workplace pressure or client confidentiality or complaints handling to ensure that they have a really great set of skills to then work on and grow on and ensure that we get consistent service for our clients.
Can you tell us a little bit, I know that you've been doing some themes. Can you give us a little bit of context around that?
Yeah, so one of the things we recognised with our staff was we had a split cohort of staff. We had a number of staff that had been with the business for a long time and had done a great deal of the ACC modules. We then had other staff that were fresh to the industry, coming straight out of their certifications and were joining the ACC for the first time. So in order to account for this, what we've done is run themes of learning. We've set up the annual training plan. we then roll out organisational communications that back up that training plan. So a good example would be during Dementia Awareness Month, we will roll out the ACC modules on dementia. Through our newsletter, we provide additional links and resources for staff. We roll out training face-to-face through our registered nurses at staff meetings. And then for key staff who either show a particular aptitude for work with dementia clients or who show a real interest, flag it with their manager that they have an interest in that area, we'll support staff to go and do additional face-to-face training with health or other organisations and then bring those skills back to their team in the area that they're at and present at staff meetings or on-share that information to other staff on a one-on-one basis with our clients.
Tell me a little bit about how you would measure and record learning.
We use the ACC platform. So we have around 130 staff. We use the platform itself to generate reports. We use performance management through our line management teams. They work with their staff one-on-one so that staff very clearly understand that we value the ACC training in the organisation and that it is a requirement of their role. Some of the feedback that was provided to us by staff was that we were originally rolling out 2 modules a month. Staff felt that was a little bit too much and they felt it was a little bit, they were having trouble engaging with the material at a higher level. We wheeled it back to once a month and then we introduced alternate learning to go with that, and that's been well received.
That's fantastic. That's good.
Yeah,
so you're engaging the staff in conversations.
There's always places we'd like to go. We'd all like to have 100% engagement. You won't always get that. But I think it's about looking at our staff, particularly those who are geographically dispersed. We have large ranges of professional literacy to address. We have computer literacy to address. These are fantastic assistants in nursing, fantastic staff. Sometimes it's about seeing what they require in addition to the learning and just helping them get there. We produce annual certificates, we recognise their learning in their performance reviews, and we certainly try and showcase staff who have taken on the learning and apply it to their work, and we have them train other staff so that we can recognise them and their skills and say, we see that you've done this, we see you understand it, we see you can use it, now can you show your colleagues? And they seem to enjoy that as well.
So how critical would you say that the support from the executive team was to the success of your program?
Look, with any kind of change management, people need to understand the value proposition, and I think this starts with the executive team. The executive team has understood very clearly that for us to be a successful business and for us to provide the highest quality and safest care possible, that change needs to start at the top. And I think the best way to describe is that we've been working on turning our organisation upside down. Not seeing the CEO as the top, but seeing the AINs or the assistants in nursing as the top of that pyramid. They are the direct point of contact with our clients, and clients and services are what our business is about. And so everything that we do underpins that, and the business understands very clearly that training is incredibly important to our staff for engagement. We also believe that the aged care industry obviously is growing, but we are very keen to see a professionalisation of the aged care industry. And we're very keen to support our staff to engage with us in a way that they see themselves as health professionals and they feel that they're a valued member of the health professional team that care for our clients, because they certainly are. Using the ACC and the other mechanisms that we use to train our staff, we hope perpetuates the message to our staff that we do value their skill set. We have a number of staff who have moved up through the ranks or moved down through the ranks, depending on which way you look at it. They've started as assistants in nursing and have progressed to team leader roles and care and support and management roles in the organisation, and they bring that wealth of face-to-face knowledge and experience that they have with our clients with them, which has been incredibly useful to the organisation.
So what would you say are the main outcomes?
I think we've had improved engagement with all levels of staff. We have a much clearer path ahead of us in terms of how we would like to deliver training. It's also allowed us to really look at what additional resources we require internally, and also about how we might build future training programs. So a good example is that we currently use it primarily for our assistants in nursing staff, but the business has used it last year and the year before in building modules and plans of learning for other groups of staff within the business, such as care and support coordinators, to ensure that we provide all of them with a baseline skill set that they can then build on from there in order to provide the best service to our clients.
So have you found this rewarding?
Absolutely. Our assistants in nursing are fantastic people. They're very passionate about our clients. They're passionate about what they do. Our staff within the organisation are passionate about what they do. I think training is a really key way of engaging staff, not only in the role that they do, but helping them to feel safe in the job that they do. I think in aged care, recruitment is easy. You know, there's lots of assistants in nursing out there. They're being trained. They're coming out into communities. It's retaining them that's the trick. And I do believe that training is a key tool for that. It's really important for us that our staff not only engage with the organisation as their employer and their trainer, but I guess also in a way that the staff feel that they can engage with who we are and our ethos. And I do believe the ACC allows us in a way to underpin that with things that are applicable, you know, everyday skills, so that they can apply them.
So what do you see for the future?
Well, for the future, we expect to probably double in size again. That's the first thing with the changes to aged care. Obviously, I would like to improve engagement rates. Everybody would. Everybody would love to have a 100% scorecard, to have all of their staff doing this training all the time. I guess at the end of the day, one of the things that I would really like to see is that we have an organisation of professionals who value their skills within their scope of practice, to have professionals that feel like they're valued, and to have every single staff member in our organisation, from the managing director all the way down to our assistants in nursing, be able to speak to who we are and what we're passionate about, but feel that they own that.
That's great. Well, Kyra, I just want to thank you so much for coming and speaking to us today. It's been really good to talk to you. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.